Namaskar and welcome to In Samachar. In today's cover story, we'll see how by posting a person's dead body pictures and writing RIP as its description, we didn't let a soul depart in peace. Since the rise of internet and smartphones, oddly, something has changed about us humans. Or maybe nothing has changed. Maybe we were like this all this while, and social media and media is just feeding us what we most craved. With the freedom and free publication present in media platforms, voices of unrepresentative have now grown louder. Televised screen time had to be economically distributed among the issues of increasing importance. In contrast, present-day widespread media consumption and creations has now brought in democratization of views. This larger platform has everybody chiming in, where every consumption is creation, every comment is content. Scarce resources mandate competitions for refined content, which is just not the case anymore. The Sushant Singh Rajput's death incident, in a way, showed us a glimpse of this exact cultural hegemony and pressured us to quietly accept the suicide narrative. But because of a few people who bluntly rejected the suicide narrative, maybe or may not be for their own personal gain, the discussion around the late actor's death and its circumstances at least started. And as the discourse began, it transitioned into media trials and investigations, which opened up a Pandora's box. After almost 50 days of Sushant Singh's death, there was no FIR filed, which was aggravating to watch for many, and the justice for SSR was trending on all social media platforms. Odd things about the last days of the late actor's life that came out during these media trials are as follows. First, the systematic removal of everyone associated with Sushant professionally and personally within a span of just 3 months. Second, the staff and subordinates of the late actor accepting that the financials of Sushant were handled by Ria, which later proved to be true as the bank transaction of Sushant's were accessed. Third is the contradictory statement of people close to the late actors that kept coming. One of such statements which blew everyone's mind away was Siddharth Pithani in conversation with Arnab Goswami. When he was asked about Sushant's mental condition, as he was the one who used to give him medicines, he said that he can't label Sushant's mental condition as something. But it was definitely something, being as vague as possible. Also, who saw SSR hanging and who brought his body down has 3 versions in itself. First version is Akshay Bhangar, the ambulance driver, brought him down. The other version is that Mumbai police brought him down, and the third version is that Siddharth Pithani brought Sushant Singh Rajput's dead body down. Fourth was last month when a WhatsApp conversation between SSR's close relative and DSP Bandra did the rounds. Everybody was bewildered. Sushant Singh Rajput's brother-in-law texted the Bandra DSP during the month of February that Sushant's life was in danger. Still, no FIR or follow-up was done by the police, and the reason that was given sounded more like an excuse to cover up their inability than a genuine reason. Fifth reason, finally, when the late actor's father filed an FIR against Ria Chakraborty and 5 others for abetment of suicide in Bihar, a little ray of hope was seen. But when Bihar police sent their IPS officer Vinay Tiwari to lead the investigation, he was quarantined. That made everybody question, why is this investigation facing constant roadblocks? That very moment, everything felt like a calculated move to hamper the investigation and to buy time. Sixth was the final nail in the coffin, which confirmed everybody's doubt that the case is more than what meets the eye, was when Bihar police made an attempt to connect Disha Salyan's death with Sushant Singh Rajput's death and requested for Disha's case file. Mumbai police inadvertently said Disha's case file has been deleted. The case last week was rightly transferred to CBI. But the big problem now is the crime scene has already been cleaned up and has been a tourist spot for news reporters and journalists for weeks now. And no one is sure about the post-mortem report. It's natural to wonder, will this case be in a constant limbo because of the lack of professionalism by which it was handled in the beginning? There are a lot of debates going around saying that the big media houses are milking this case for TRP and not talking about the real issues. But one fact that we cannot ignore is that these media trials have opened up a can of worms, and there is some new revelation every day. Rhea Chakrabarti has been front and center of this case in light of her close proximity with those exerting control over the film industry. In some media houses and individuals' perspective, the case has now expanded to address the issue of feminism. In an attempt to mislead readers and viewers from the issue at hand, which was mishandling of evidence by the Mumbai police, has now become one of Rhea Chakrabarti's gender identity. Criticism of a woman is not criticism of women. This case is a test of our system to determine whether the people of India can expect a fair investigation from those in power, whether the governing system sways in the favor of the powerful. That's all for today's cover story. For more news updates, log on to www.insamachar.com. Namaskar.